A very good morning, people of the internet. My name is Kunguru87, and I'd like to talk about a rising issue that has been going on in our society. I like to talk about how we invest on friends and not in family. There's this one book that I read the other day, and in the ending, or at the ending of this particular book, the main characters, they had a last, let's say it's like a last meeting before the book ended. And actually, these were the words, and I quote. He said that people will come and go into your life. Friends will come and go into your life. There are people that as you proceed up in the ladder of life, they'll come and go. But your family will always remain your family. Your family will always remain to be your family. Do not invest in friends too much. We find ourselves investing in friends too much. And I quote, these were the exact words. People will come and go. Friends will come and go. The people in your life or in your circle will come and go. People are meant to be your spouses, and maybe because of one way or another, to some degree, it just ended up. Not in a bad way, not in a good way, but it just ended up. But your family will always remain to be a family. End of quote. What am I trying to say? There are people in life who are not going in the same journey as you are going. Let's assume you guys are going to Western, Nyanza, those who are in Kenya. The road is very long. It's like close to around 500 kilometers. So when you begin your journey in Nairobi and when you're headed to Nakuru, for those who know that road well, there's some people who tend to compete with you at the road. And mark, you are not going the same direction. Some will branch at Maimahio, some will branch in Limuru, some will branch in Nakuru. As you proceed going, that tells you something. There are people you are not in the same journey with. Just because they divided and went to their own route doesn't mean those people are supposed to be with you. No, that is part of the journey. Remember, you're headed to Busia. You're headed back to Mombasa. There are people who branch in Nairobi. There are people who branch in Machakos. There are people who branch in Makindu. There are people who branch at Emara, like that. There are people who branch at Voi. There are people. You're not going in the same direction, but your family will always remain to be your family. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, once again, I remind you, for those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel also. My name is Kunguru87. For those who are joining right now, touch on the subscription button, turn the notification on for you to receive more and more videos like this. What am I saying? Invest in your family. Live with them well. Yes, sometimes you guys are brushing shoulders one way or another, but at the end of the day, you're united by blood and divided by creed. Blood is what is bonding you at the end of the day. You might hate one another, you might hate that brother of yours, like you can't even stand the sight of them. But at the end of the day, they remain to be your brother. They remain to be your sister. They remain to be your mom and dad. They remain to be your sons and daughters. I've never had any parent who has said that I don't like my son because he or she is a thief. I've never heard of that. Rarely will you hear. As much as they know very well my spouse is a thief, my spouse killed someone ABCD, they'll still go and stand with them even in the court of law. They'll say, no, my brother never killed someone. My sister never killed someone. They never shot someone. It was on self-defense. What am I trying to tell you? Invest in your family. There come a time, those people you call buddies, those people you call friends, BFFs, will let you go because they serve their own interests. You are in their life. They were in your life for a purpose. You are in their life for you to get them from point A to point B. That's part of life. Learn that. Stick it through your head. There's nothing like BFFs. No. There's just some interest that they are getting from you. Learn about that, people of the internet. Invest a lot in your family. You know, I find it funny when your family is thriving in poverty and you're busy there helping other people outside. When you go to these group meetings where we see the Harambes and we see you've contributed over 100,000, yet your wife is there walking without shoes, without inner garments. Your kids are going to very bad schools and your husband is there drunkard like hell, but you keep on helping people who are outside. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the internet, women, you invest a lot on your friends outside there because you're trying to build a name. That name will not bury you at the end of the day. It is your family. Invest in your family. No matter how bad the situation is back at home, just invest in them. Invest in them. I've heard of these big popular celebrities. Some of them used to never help their families until one day they just woke up and said, you know what, you guys come at home. I want each and every person to tell me their problems. How much money do you think that can solve your problems? And you're giving them money and told you, I don't want to see you ever again in my house. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years down the line, these people are back again. There's nowhere that is in Britain you're not allowed to help them again. Just help them. Because in any family, in any setting, there's that person who usually gets out of poverty and helps the others to pull them. Not all of you can make it. Fortunately, maybe all of you can make it. But for those families, not everyone is making it. Invest in your family. Stop investing in friends. Friends will take you nowhere. Yes, you can invest in them kidogo, a little bit. But do not over-invest in friends. Invest in your family. Because at the end of the day, it is your family that will stand by you in the court of law. When it's time that you really, really need someone to stand with you. It is your family. Maybe you've been caught in some kind of mess. It is only your family who stand and say, this one is our own. That's humankind. That's the nature we are in right now. Invest in your family. Stop investing in people that do not matter at all. I've seen people when they're going to these funny ladies, mostly when they're going to these your chamas. I'm not calling them funny. When you're going to these your chamas, you really like to spread. You organize your house. You cook for them the good food ever. You've borrowed even utensils from everywhere. You've made sure you have invested. You've borrowed your husband money. You know, I'm having visitors. I don't want shame. I don't want them to look at me at this kind of eye and whatnot. You've invested in these particular friends of yours. But do you have those same meals in your house? Your kids see this kinds of food and they're like, wow, today's party. Today is the day we are supposed to be eating. Some people only cook chapatis or cook chickens or cook whatever when it's time for visitors. But on normal occurrences, these things they that here, they just come to hear of them or see them in neighbors' houses. That's why you hear that when visitors are at home, most of the kids are being taken to their aunties or some places so that they do not bring that shame to their family. I do tell people that's bad. You're investing in your friends. Invest in your family. It's good when some kids just see, you hear that, do you want chapati? No. Do you want sausage? No. Do you want bacon? No. It's because they're used to these things. You've invested in your family. Whatever you're giving your friends is whatever your family even gets. Or even your family gets more. In fact, when they hear you have visitors, they just walk away like, nah, it will be just the normal thing. Let's go and have fun someplace. You don't need to go and hide them. Invest in your family. Stop investing in friends. People will come and go. Yes, I'm your friend, but I'll come and go when my time comes. Once I've already invested in you, once I've already known what I want from you, once you've just assisted me in any way that I wanted, I'll jump the next ship. Remember, we're not bonded by blood. This one way or another, I'm just benefiting from you. Make sure you invest on your family. People of the internet. Once again, I repeat, invest in your family. These kinds of belief we have that it's your family will take you to your grave. No. At the end of the day, nowadays, people of the internet, you've heard, when a lot of people have come to a burial, the person who's officiating that particular burial, the person who's officiating that particular wedding, the person who's officiating that particular dowry payment, they only say, members of the family are the only ones allowed inside the house because we are too many of us. I've never heard of friends. It is members of the family. The close members of the family. In fact, there's another burial I was told that this individual, when their dad passed away, they said that no one should enter the boma except the close members, not even long distance relatives, only the members of the family. What am I trying to tell you? Invest in your family. When you don't invest in them, they'll not come through for you. I know some of us, we are so angered by your sisters. We're so angered by your brothers because they said something. Yes, maybe they said it out of anger. Why are you carrying this baggage? They already said it. They already threw their words around. Don't hold it too much for them. Make peace when you're still above ground. Because remember, being above ground is a blessing. That aunt of yours who you no longer talk to, just call them. Make peace. At the end of the day, their family, mark you. When all is said and done, they'll remain to be a family, not your friend. Your friend will choose. There come a time people will check, how are we bonded? Are we bonded by blood? There come a time. Don't let that time find you when you're out of the gap. Invest in your family, because people will come and go. If I'm your friend, there come a time I'll say enough is enough. I deviate to my own ways. Because you're heading to Mombasa, I'm not going to Mombasa. I'm going to Machakos. I'm going to Nakuru. I'm going to Voi. I'm going to wherever. We are not heading in the same direction. Our purposes are different in this world. Invest in your family. Not colleagues, not friends, not buddies, not BFFs. Invest in your families. Check it out in the next video. You don't want to miss it. Once again, thank you very much.